Hi, welcome to RG Fisheries. We're here at Lilies Lake in Matfield. I'm actually fishing at the moment, but I'm going to pull the rods in and have a walk around the lake with you. Now, coming into autumn, there's a lot of jobs we like to do, and I want to show you that. Also what we've been doing through the summer. We've been able to feed really well with the fish, and we're seeing some huge growth rates. We've actually also changed the aeration systems. I don't know if you can see them there, but they're different to what we had last summer, and it's having some massive impacts on the fish quality, the quality of how they look, how they're feeding, how the lakes are reacting. So we've been really pleased with that. But what I'll do, we're taking now on a tour of Lilies. If you don't know what Lilies is, it used to be Petridge Lakes. I took it over 10 years ago. Feel like I'm starting to get a grip on lakes and how they work and how we can grow bigger fish for the members. The average fish at the moment is about 36 pounds average, which is quite incredible. We're looking forward to trying to see if we can get to 40s in the next 2 years, but we've got over 130 pound carp now in here, and hopefully I'll catch one soon. But I'm going to pull the rods in now and just take you for a walk. Right, let's start here. So I'm fishing out there, and I still haven't caught a fish. Come on. Now, Lilies Lake was really chocker with lilies. There was actually, the lilies would, do you hear the kingfisher? Actually, you can see it over there now. Just over there. Just stopped. You probably heard it. But the lilies here were so thick you could almost just walk across the lake on the lilies, and it posed a lot of problems for fishing. We have thinned it out a massive amount, probably taken about an acre of lilies out this side, but they still cause a bit of problems with the fishing, and obviously the fish don't tend to move because it's very warm under the lilies and there's a lot more oxygen content in the summer. Now I wanted to talk about aeration because we've been using these diffuser plates out here, and we're using them on a lot of the ponds we manage, but also all of our lakes, Renby and Eridge, the whole Ty Furnace pond. Now just here, they were just running a couple of pumps here. Our old way was running like an air diffuser, which brought the air in straight down into the lake. Very expensive way of doing it. These are running at about 130 watts. Now, to put that in perspective, the aerator we had before was 1.5 kilowatts. So this is a huge reduction in our costs. But I'm thinking this is the best way. I know there'll be people out there who say, Richard, yeah, you're not doing it right or whatever. But all I can do is, from my experience, this is the best way. I've basically created, what I used to love was koi and having little koi ponds at home. And I've just created that, but in a bigger way. So it's a 4 plate out there. We can provide these with an airline, sinking airline to these 2 pumps. And then what we tried to do was try and make sure that the wind prevailing is going down there. So what it's doing is pushing that down to the deeper water. It's been hugely effective for us. And the other thing with the way this is diffusing, it's very cold. And actually when you go out there on the boat, if you took that boat out there now and you went across there, it's very cool, the water. I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if it's because the pipe is on the bottom of the lake, but it's very cool. So in the summer, it's keeping that temperature down. So when the carp spawn, they're spawning a bit later. But then again, in the winter, it's keeping the ice off. So it's having so many benefits. And it's obviously taking that, ammonia out the water and diffusing it. And we say we've done this for quite a few fisheries now. It's really helped. And it's keeping the fish mortalities right down on this lake. This year, I think there's probably been 1 or 2, which is very good. So it has been quite low since we've been running these, and we're running these across all the other lakes. Let's just go around here. So the other things we do is we try and make the banks really nice, and let's just come around here, try not to fall over. Right, if I come round here, we try and sort of bund these banks, leave them quite natural. Now in the past we'd probably trim these down in the summer, but we've left them this year and it's created just a lot more life around the lakes. So the next part we do is strimming the reeds down, which I'll show you next. So the next job for the autumn is strimming the reeds down, and we really like to do this. It really thickens them up and gives them very good growth in the spring. This is Kingfisher Lake, my daughter named this, and the kingfishers will be flying across here, but you see we've just started to do bits at the moment just so this creates the wind going down, and then as we get nearer the winter we'll work on these areas. We'll go over to the bridge in a minute, but just strimming them down, thickening them up. Was that a fish that jumped there? Thickening them up, and as I say, this was chocker with lilies, but now he's looking really, really good. I'll show you this swim round here, it's really nice. The boys do an excellent job on making the best swims and make them with sleepers, bit of type 1 and an edging board. Look at that swim there. One of my favourite parts of the lake, this. Right, let's have a walk round to the bridge. So as we walk round, what we tend to do here is we create these paths. I want to do some of these at Matfield Pond. It gets very muddy, so what we do, these are just road planings, and we just drop them down and then let the grass grow back through. But what it does, it just creates quite a natural path. We can still mow this easy, and yeah, it works very, very well. So we've done all the way through here in the spring, but if you look at that now, it looks very natural, doesn't it? And that's the same here. So this has all been stoned, but the grass has grown through, but you can walk round anytime. It's nice and firm. I like this little swim here. So this is how we trimmed it all down round by the bridge. This is all trimmed down now. The other thing we do, which is really, really important, and if you look at the reflection and that off the water, we started using some products that we put into all the lakes we manage now, Matfield Pond, Burswood, Worth Pond, and all the other lakes we do. What it does is you can have like a natural dye, you can have a blue dye. This is actually blue, but it all depends on the lake, because this obviously doesn't look blue at the moment, but it's just stopping the light penetrating down to the bottom and then stopping the bacteria growing, and also the weed. Sometimes we had a bit of problems with weed, but now that seems to have been really cured with the dye. I'll just show you down here. And I think the lakes look better with the dye. We also found a chemical that we use, and I found this about 4 years ago. And it basically eats all the substrate. So if you imagine that you have sort of flood water coming in, or ammonia, you've put a lot of feed in, it will eat all that in a couple of days, and we put a lot of that chemical in, and again we use that across all the lakes that we manage. But yeah, it's looking pretty stunning. The next thing for autumn stroke winter is removing the small fish. You probably see them, see the perch there. See them there. So we're going to remove a lot of the small fish, and to do that we need to net the lake. We're not going to do it this year in here. We're going to do it at the other lakes, just because we done it a lot last year and we did remove a huge amount of silvers. I put some clips up for you, just as I can see a load of silvers over there now. Can you see that? I'm sure you can see it, but just over there, lots of them on the top. So the cormorants will come in, and this is another thing with fisheries now. You have a huge amount of cormorants, predatory birds, going to come in, and if you had 4 or 5 of them on here, they're going to eat most of these small fish probably in a week. they will work their way through. So that's what we tend to do. We tend to use the cormorants to our advantage here instead of having to net. We haven't found any problems with the fish, with the bigger fish, with them being attacked or markings on them. We haven't found that yet. So we're trying to use nature to help us, and we'll probably net the year after. We did quite a bit of work here last year as well, just removing quite a lot of the lilies, and also because it's quite an old lake, we had a lot of line and stuff in the lilies because it's been here sort of 60 years. So the guy's done a great job digging that out. So it's really, really good now. Some of the swims over there. But yeah, it's looking good. We're coming into that autumn now. We get all the lovely colours on the trees. And I'll do a few more videos. We've got, I think, a netting soon at one of the other lakes. And then we'll be able to put more content up. But I hope that helps you. And if you are looking at your first lake, or you've got a lake or pond and you just want a bit of advice, you want a bit of help, or you think these are useful, we can transform places pretty quickly and give you like a yearly maintenance plan to help you. Please like, share, subscribe. Hope you enjoy these videos, and we'll see you again soon.